The Winnipeg Jets story began in December of 1971, when the city was granted a founding franchise in the World Hockey Association, better known as the WHA. And after a decade of dominance, 1974 would see 4 teams absorbed into the NHL, including the Edmonton Oilers, Hartford Whalers, Quebec Nordiques, and the Winnipeg Jets, with the rest ceasing operation.
What's dissolve? Is that even a word?
Yes, it is a word, and financially it means you'll cease to exist.
Over the next 2 decades, the Winnipeg Arena would host some of hockey's most famous moments, from Timu's 76th goal to painfully blowing a 3-1 lead against the Edmonton Oilers, who they could just never seem to beat for some reason. But by 1996, the Canadian dollar had dropped to 72 cents on the US dollar, and operating a Canadian team in a league that runs off US dollars made it almost impossible to sustain the team. And in August of 1995, the Jets ownership announced that the team would play out the final season in Winnipeg before relocating to Phoenix, Arizona. The final Jets game would be April 28th of 1996, when the Detroit Red Wings rolled into town, putting the Jets to sleep after 6 games in the first round of the NHL playoffs, putting an end to an era of NHL hockey in Winnipeg. And believe it or not, today's Jets owner Mark Chipman, a young Mark Chipman, was actually in the building that day. And although he could not afford to buy the Jets in 1996, he vowed to bring them back one day. And that offseason, Chipman would buy the American Hockey League's Minnesota Moose and move them into the Winnipeg Arena, which was actually built in 1955 and one of the biggest reasons the Jets left in the first place. And as the Moose began their tenure in Winnipeg, Chipman would begin the process of scouting a suitable spot for a new arena. The Eaton store in downtown Winnipeg had stood since 1905, and it was one of Canada's most successful retailers in the 20th century. But before the turn of the century in 1999, the store would close its doors for good, and when Mark Chipman approached Canadian billionaire David Thompson, who actually owned the building in 2002, they would opt to go into business together and begin demolition on the almost century-old building to construct a new state-of-the-art $133 million arena, despite the backlash from the city of Winnipeg, not wanting them to touch one of Winnipeg's most beautiful and historic buildings. The arena would open up in November of 2004 and host the Moose until 2011, when on May 31st of 2011, probably one of the greatest days in Winnipeg history, Chipman's True North Sports and Entertainment would announce the acquisition of the Atlanta Thrashers, with plans to bring the team back home to Winnipeg, and season tickets would actually sell out in less than 5 minutes of releasing to the public. And since then, the Jets have actually played a huge role, a major driver actually, in a lot of the growth and revitalizing Winnipeg's downtown core to date. Now, the last remnants of Jets 1.0 actually disappeared in 2006. The city set to demolish the Winnipeg Arena, and in typical Winnipeg fashion, the old barn put up a fight to the very end and would not go down against the explosives designed to knock it down. And they would actually have to manually take it down, not before one final "Go Jets Go" chant from the fans that came to watch the demolition. And fast forward to 2025, and True North has actually spent more money on renovations to the arena than the original cost to build it. And despite having the smallest arena in the league with 32 teams, the Jets are only selling out about 90% capacity this season, and I even noticed a lot of decline for support probably about 2022 at the last Jets game that I went to. So I'm curious to see what this Jets experience in 2025 is like, and it also doesn't hurt when you get to take one of the most famous men in Winnipeg with you to the game. Now, this video was filmed in January of 2025 when the visiting Vancouver Canucks were rolled into town amidst a Winnipeg polar vortex. It was cold, about minus 38 today. So Wheeler and I would head inside Canada Life Center, make our way down the concourse, and down for warm-ups. Alright, so warm-ups are done. We snuck down in the wheelchair section. Almost no problems.
They like goaltenders in for free. Yeah, 3
We are situated in 305. See a little bit of everything. So the center ice, left side, right side, jumbotron.
Probably about 8 rows from the back.
You almost can't get any further than this, but for about $60, beats spend 500 at a Leafs game.
And Pionk will scurry back and bank it back for Dylan Sandberg. Right off the bench, forward Jet with the ball for a moment. Morrissey snaps it, and Lankinen does not permit. Slows down a bit, shoots it. Lankinen sticks it in. With Shagley coming along. Thrown to the corner, scores! Lankinen got caught. Velarde found Connor, and it's 1-0 Winnipeg.
Velarde at 6:59.
The backhander stop by Lankinen. Ehlers flying up the ice. Shoots, rebound. Here's Connor, score! That's 2 for Kyle Connor. And the Jets lead by a pair. The Hats litter the ice. He's got all 3.
Last minute of play in the first period.
That was the first, 3-0. We're hoping for Demko in the second. That's why we came. If you ever go to a Jets game, you need to get the signature Jumbo Jet Dog. The arena has a few other cool culinary features, but the Jumbo Jet Dog has been here since day one. This thing is iconic. Footlong wiener, brioche bun, nacho cheese, chili, bacon, caramelized onions, and the best thing too is it's only the second biggest wiener in the building. So, third. Now historically, they always put chunks of pierogies on the hot dog. Manitoba pierogies, that is. But recently, for whatever reason, they would swap the pierogies out for mac and cheese. But as these gentlemen took my request to heart to load it up with caramelized onions and that cheese sauce dripping down the footlong dog, it's time. So these are the iconic Jet Dog. They've been pretty much since day one. They've had this special. I think the mac and cheese is a new addition. Manitoba wiener, brioche bun, chili, mac and cheese, onions, bacon, green onions. Heartburn. Good company. Oh yeah, my God. I saw a dude cut it in thirds. That's a place. That wasn't on the bingo list tonight, but
That's the right way to do it.
And if you were like Wheeler and I and disappointed by that first period start from the Canucks that was flatter than your mom, well, you were not disappointed to watch Wheeler attack this hot dog like a pack of hyenas on a wildebeest in the wild. It truly is a sight to be seen. Yeah, Jet Dog is like masterfully constructed because only a couple seconds left in the start of the next period, and we literally just crushed it right now. I stand corrected, not enough time to eat the Jet Dog, get back to your seats at the start of the second. Demko? That's 4-0. I hope Demko's coming.
4:17. Myers, 2 for tripping at 4:17.
Oh, nice save. Nice save. Oh!
Pick in 2022, a rising shot off Hellebuck.
Now word from today's video sponsor, BetterHelp. Let's face it, life can be tough, and whether you're bracing the winter blues of -30 in Winnipeg, have something that's been bubbling under the surface that you just need a little bit of help addressing, or relationship problems, it starts with BetterHelp, because BetterHelp is making it easier and more accessible than ever before to get therapy. You simply go online, sign up, answer a few questions about your unique situation, and in no time they'll have you matched with a personalized therapist to help with your specific situation. And let's say you're undecided, well, let me help you get over the fence into a new start, into a new you, by getting you 10% off your first month of therapy at BetterHelp. When you go to the link in the video description, you click on that link and use my code TRAV, my name, TRAV, for 10% off your first month of therapy. What are you waiting for? Start that journey towards a new and improved, better you. And thank you very much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. So something I've never seen at a hockey game before is a pro return gear store, where you can essentially buy the gear that the Jets players got, tried, didn't like, and then sent back. Now, they usually keep the stuff that they do like, and whatever they don't like, it's sent away as pro return. Hence, the pros are returning the gear back. So that's cool to check out during the intermissions. And also, shout out to everybody that stopped Wheeler and I during the game to tell us how much they're enjoying the new podcast episodes. Stuff like that really does make our day. So thank you so much.
Tonight, he'll move it down. There's a chance. 6-0. Mark Shapley with the power play goal. Maybe now. Voglander shoots, scores. Voglander with his third, and it's 6-1.
Oh, nice stop.
Forces at least two men have to challenge him.
Demko.
6-1. And the dying seconds tick off. Winnipeg wins this with ease, 6-1.
6-1 for your Winnipeg Jets.
I love how they took the heater on pre-game and turn it off post-game.
We appreciate after your fourth beer, you said to me, God, I love the Winnipeg Arena. I said, Dave, they demolished it like 20 years ago.
I actually got to spend a little time in the old Winnipeg Arena when I was out in the Polo Park area, and yeah, sure, it was showing its warts. And I still think back to when they imploded that thing, and it was great because there was a whole bunch of people, old Jets 1.0 fans, who showed up to watch that thing come down. And when the poof, 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 and all the extensions they had put on it over the years fell, but the original skeleton stayed standing, there was like this moment of quiet that all of a sudden you hear this, "Go Jets, go! Go Jets!" It was awesome, man. That whole team looked very uninspired, man. And I don't know what's going on. I know there's been rumors about JT Miller and Elias Pettersson getting dealt and maybe being trade bait before the deadline.
3-0, 9 minutes in. You got to put the other guy in after that. 4 goals. Less than 30 seconds in the second period, you got to change the goalie out when you're getting smoked.
Yeah, I think at that point, I think they knew they were going to take the L, and at that point, why put in a guy who didn't look overly inspired to play anyways? Like, I mean, you're down 5-0 after 40, and then, you managed to spoil Hellebuck's goose egg, which kind of sucked. Although, letting in 1 goal after that, it dropped his goals against average to under 2. He was sitting at a 1.98 after that game. That's unbelievable.